days around.
Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today we will be rating every player's performance from Tottenham's 2-0 win over Chelsea, their first over the Blues in the Premier League in over 4.5 years, going all the way back to that 3-1 win at Wembley. Thanks to goals from Oliver Skipp and Harry Kane, two academy products from the youth teams at Spurs. Before we get started with the ratings, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy our content. Comment down below who your man of the match was. And without further ado, we'll start with goalkeeper Fraser Forster. I'm going to give him a 7.5.
I'm giving him a 7.5 as well. Fraser Forster really good today, especially when he had to come off his line. He was much better than Lloris would have been. Coming off his line, he was just so quick and alert coming off his line.
Yeah.
Lloris normally has trouble with that, but Fraser Forster has no trouble doing that.
Yeah, he was very, very good in my opinion. Two big saves, one save against Sterling. Actually, very, very similar that shot to the first goal that we conceded to Man City in the Champions League in that 4-3 game in 2019. But this shot was a little more inside, so a little easier for Forster. Made a great claim off of Havertz inside the box to just nab it from his feet. And overall, keeping a clean sheet against Chelsea today was very, very good. Our whole defense was good today.
Yeah.
Moving on to our defense, we'll start with Cristian Romero in that right center-back position. I'm going to give him a 7.75.
I'm going to give Kuti an 8. He was so good today. Different gravy. He's so committed to his challenges. I don't think he did a single thing wrong today, except that one loose touch he had where he let Havertz get the ball a little bit, but then he made a perfect slide tackle to get it back.
Yeah. And actually got Mount a yellow card in that process because Mount thinks it's a yellow card, runs over to the referee, and the referee brooks him. Romero, I think there were times when he was a little loose on the ball today, little too loose, but for the most part, he was unbelievable defensively. He was very, very measured in his tackles today, and that shows in the fact that he did not get a yellow card today. He was clean, and he kept a clean sheet. So, a very, very good performance against a team that has a lot of pacey forwards. I know a lot of the time Chelsea really don't use them enough. But regardless, Romero defended very well against them.
He also had great chemistry with Fraser Forster in goal. When Forster was coming out to claim the ball, Kuti was there. He kind of shielded the ball away from Havertz, I believe it was, to let Fraser Forster go and pick up the ball, which
that was
good
excellent play.
Yeah.
Moving on to our center defense, Eric Dier. I'm going to give him a 7.5.
Dier is an 8 for me. I think that flick on for Kane's goal, that was just really smart by him.
Very, very good.
He was so alert in the box, and that was perfectly did it.
Yeah. Outside of that, he was very, very good at center back today. Very calm, very composed. No errors or lapses in judgment like we commonly see from Eric Dier. And really, he was perfect to be in that center back position. A couple headers away on corners, but just always in the right place to stop attacks. And this time, today, he actually wanted to go and make tackles. He wasn't just standing off and just letting opponents run past him.
Yeah, typically we see him just backing up, waiting too long to put a tackle in, and then the attacker takes a shot and scores before he's quick enough to react. But today he is much more alert than he normally is.
Yeah. Our last center back is Clement Lenglet. I'm going to rate him the same as Dier, 7.5.
I'm giving Lenglet a 7.5 as well.
Shaky start.
Yeah, shaky start for him, but he eventually grew into the game, did his job defensively, and I feel like we could buy him in the summer. He's been pretty good for us.
Yeah, he's been okay. I don't know if we'd buy him in the summer or look for a slightly better one, but I think what will tell if we buy him or not is going to be these next couple of months. Especially the fact with Davies playing at left wing back while Sessegnon's out and Perisic is kind of out of favor. With Davies playing at left wing back, Lenglet is going to be starting a lot of games at left center back. So he's going to be a very important part to the team right now, and we'll see how he does because he did pretty decently today. His defending still kind of gets me on edge a little bit.
He does look a little shaky on the ball.
Yeah, but honestly, in the end, he's usually able to recover it pretty well. And today, he was pretty good. He kept the clean sheet, of course. Moving into our midfield area, we'll start with Emerson Royal. I'm going to give Emerson an 8.25. Another man of the match performance from Emerson Royal.
I'm giving Emerson an 8.25 as well. He was so good today.
Unbelievable.
How many good performances has he had in a row?
Let's check. So we had the game against West Ham where he scored. Milan was a decent performance. Leicester, he did not start. Man City, home, he had that unbelievable performance. Preston, he did not start. Fulham, another good performance. And it dates back all the way back to that 4-2 loss to Man City where he scored, which is really the start of his incredible form on February 19th where he scored the goal. So it's been about 6 or 7 games so far, and he has just looked better and better every game. It's crazy how much of an improvement we've seen. Because it's not like he's been okay some weeks. He's been good week in, week out.
So consistent. I think he's put in so much hard work over that World Cup break to get better. And that's why I respect him so much. And he's going to be a huge part of our team.
Yeah, he's going to be a huge part. His work rate is unbelievable and really something to be admired because he came into Spurs and was very highly, he was looked highly upon because
he did have a pretty good start, but then
fell off. He fell out of favor with fans. A lot of fans called for him to be sold, made a lot of mistakes, but he recovered himself incredibly. And now, if you ask any Spurs fan out there who's the first name on the team sheet, apart from Harry Kane or Cristian Romero, it's going to be Emerson Royal.
Yeah. Because
he has just been so consistent, really. Moving on to our left wing back, Ben Davies. I'm going to give him a 7.75.
I'm also going to give Ben Davies a 7.75. I love him at left wing back.
Left wing back might be his place.
He's the secret to our good performances. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, because he's so defensively solid that he almost covers for Lenglet a little bit, which means Lenglet can come forward more.
And put in those crosses.
We are, Davies shut down Sterling. I actually did not see Sterling at all. I didn't even realize he was playing until the 46th minute when I saw him go up to the referee. Which is kind of crazy if you think about it, because Emerson and Davies were just so good at shutting him down today that we didn't see him.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, and Davies really not many moments in attack today. Lots of crosses, and they were very nicely shaped, but Fofana or Koulibaly was always there to tackle it away. But regardless, he is a very, very good contender for that left wing back slot for now.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, another good performance from Davies in the Premier League, building off of that one at West Ham where he got the assist for Emerson. And now we'll move into midfield, starting with the goal scorer, first goal for Spurs, Oliver Skipp. I'm going to give him an 8.25.
I'm going to give Ollie Skipp an 8.5. He looked incredible today. What a well-taken goal.
So confident in everything he did. He was making tackles, he was winning battles, interceptions galore, and then the goal to top it all off in the 46th minute. An absolute peach of a strike from outside the box, capitalizing on that Enzo mistake. About 20 seconds after the half started, beautiful, beautiful strike into the top right corner. Kepa got a hand to it, but it was just too powerful. And Oliver Skipp, what a story from such a good Spurs
12
midfielder.
years old in the Tottenham Youth Academy is when he started.
Yeah.
So, Oliver Skipp, what an incredible story from him. And he really deserved that goal he got today. What
and
a
it
goal.
was against Chelsea. And it was a great
to get
strike.
our first win against them in the Premier League in 5 years. And it was just so urgent today.
Yeah.
He looked so hungry.
Yeah.
And he was so hungry, and he did everything right. I don't think he did a single thing wrong today.
He really didn't. I feel like Romero was making mistakes on purpose just to test Ollie Skipp, because every time Romero had a loose touch, Oliver Skipp was there to just make a tackle. Yeah. And it was like Romero was just like, okay, buddy, let's see what you can do. Are you that good? And he is that good, it turns out.
Yeah, so, Oliver Skipp showing Kuti what he can do.
Yeah, great performance from Oliver Skipp. Moving on to our other center midfield, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Oliver Skipp's partner in crime right now. I'm going to give him an 8.
I'm going to give Højbjerg an 8 too. He's such a warrior in midfield.
Yeah.
He has such a good game
consistent.
management. So consistent. He's been consistent ever since we bought him.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
If you look...
This is his 3rd season at Spurs, and I don't think he's had... whenever he's had a bad performance, it's because the team has had a bad performance.
Yeah. And even then, it's not even that bad of a performance most of the time. He's actually been pretty decent. If you look at his history on Fault Mob in the past couple games, I know it's not the best way to look at games, but he's consistently like 7.5 or above, which is a very, very good place to be as a center midfield. So he's a very, very good player for us, and today he showed it just once again.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Let's move into our front three, starting with Dejan Kulusevski. I'm going to give him an 8.
I'm giving Kulusevski an 8. Unbelievable work rate from him today.
Yeah.
Really good chemistry with Emerson, who plays right behind him.
Yep.
And Kulusevski just kind of using his physicality like he always does. And you could see when he put in such good work for his shift today.
Yeah.
Because when he came off for Son, he looked so tired, but he also looked very happy.
Yeah.
Relieved almost.
I think I'm right in saying that this is his best performance since the World Cup break. He struggled with that injury. I think it's affected him a lot in terms of the way he plays. He lost a lot of confidence, but today was the first time that we've seen that pre-World Cup Kulusevski in a long time.
Even West Ham, he was pretty good too.
West Ham is good,
I think
but today
West Ham
he was better.
The beginning of this.
Today was better.
We saw the true inner side of Kulusevski coming back after his injury.
Yep, which we haven't seen in a long time. Last time we saw this, I think, was really Liverpool. Right before the World Cup. Or Leeds. The last game before the World Cup. Since then, really, Kulusevski's been very, very timid in terms of how he plays. He was injured for a while with the hamstring, but now he's finally, coming back to his old form. Moving on to our striker and other goal scorer, Harry Kane. I'm going to give him an 8.
I'm giving Harry Kane an 8 as well. Same rating as Kulusevski. Really well taken goal from the corner. It reminds me of his goal against Arsenal last season when the corner was taken. Bentancur flicked it onto Kane, who put it in with a diving header. Yep. Really reminded me of that, and a really good performance by Kane today.
He also happened to score a goal against Chelsea earlier this season from a corner. So it's his thing.
2 corner goals against Chelsea.
Yeah. And 2 big ones one time to give us a draw and clutch us that point.
To salvage 1 point at Stamford Bridge.
And this time to win against Chelsea, which means we are unbeaten against the Blues this season. I don't think we've done that in a long time.
Long time.
You'd have to go back a lot of seasons, probably pre-2000,
I think we beat them both times in the 18-19 season. I think we did.
We may have drawn, but I know we beat them at least once that season.
It was 3-1 at Wembley.
3-1 at Wembley, and I believe we lost 2-0 away from home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was that Trippier own goal.
Yes, I remember that game.
But still, really good performance today. And we'll move on to Richarlison, our last player that we're going to rate, seeing as the subs came on after the 75th minute. I'm going to give Richarlison a 7.75. I'm
giving Richie a 7.5. He grew into the game as the game went on, and he also showed some great work rate today.
Yeah. He's getting better. I think the goal will come soon. Definitely slow start to the game, I think.
Yeah, I think he just needs to play more games. He hasn't gotten enough play times. Of course, injuries for him. Did really well at the World Cup.
Yep.
And now I think Sheffield United, he's going to look to start at striker, and he's actually going to play in his actual favorite position.
Yeah, because the biggest problem with him has been the fact that he is a striker. And we have Harry Kane as our striker, and he has just broken the record for our all-time goal scorer.
18 goals and 2 assists in the Premier League.
So he's never going to get dropped in the Premier League, which means Richarlison's either not going to get played, or he's going to have to settle with the winger position, which is what he's been doing. That's why he's not able to score. But this Wednesday, or whenever we play Sheffield United, is going to be a big opportunity for him, because that is when we're going to see him in his natural position, most likely. Kane will get a rest because we have Champions League next week. We have some team that we play this weekend after Sheffield United. We have Wolves at the weekend, then we have Milan and Nottingham Forest after that. So Kane's going to start probably all 3 of those, which means in the FA Cup, it's going to be Richarlison most likely.
Excited to see him play.
Predicting a front 3 of Son, Richarlison, Danjuma.
Yeah, pretty good.
We might see Pedro Porro
maybe
as well.
Pedro Porro, I would say, or Danjuma left wing. Son maybe might not start. Son might start. Maybe it could possibly be Dan Juma on the left.
It really also
Richarlison
depends
down
on
the middle and Pedro Porro right wing.
It also depends on if Conte's back or not.
Yeah.
A lot of that depends on when he comes back. I think he'll be back for AC Milan. Unfortunately, I mean, I know I want him back. He's a great manager, a great guy, but we're just so much better with Stellini at the helm. It's crazy. But looking ahead, of course, we have Sheffield United. That should be a win for us. We have to take the FA Cup seriously. Then we've got a pretty decent run in the Premier League. We have Wolves away on March 4th. Then we have Milan midweek in the Champions League where we need to recover that 1-0 aggregate loss. Nottingham Forest at home, then Southampton away, Everton away, Brighton home, Bournemouth home before we start a period of a little bit tougher of a period with Newcastle, Man United, and Liverpool all within the same week, which is going to be very, very tricky. Newcastle on Sunday, April 23rd, Man United on Thursday, April 27th, and then 3 days after that, Liverpool
now,
away.
Newcastle is going to be a really key game to win.
Yeah.
So Newcastle will
Newcastle
drop
and Man United, both of them.
on them.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
Newcastle and Man United. But our key is that we've played Manchester City twice. We played Arsenal twice, and we played Fulham twice already, haven't we? Yeah, we've played Fulham twice already. We have played Brighton once, I believe.
Yeah.
So we still have to play Brighton, but we played them once away from home. So we have really rounded off a lot of the tougher fixtures. The only really hard fixtures that I'm scared about is Newcastle and Man United. Those are going to be tough. So we have to make sure we're winning every other game, which I think if we do, we have a big chance of sealing top 4. We have a big chance of finishing within the top 3. But then a part of our focus should also go on the FA Cup.
Yeah, Man United will be at home, which is an advantage for us.
Yep.
Newcastle, I believe, will be away. And
Liverpool
will also be at Anfield. So those are going to be some tough games.
But we also have to remember that our away support is like ridiculously good.
Our away support is ridiculous.
Honestly, I think there are people who would say it's better than our home support.
Yeah, because everyone that comes to our away games are diehard Spurs fans.
Versus the home fans, I think a lot of it is tourists. And they're going to sing, but not the whole game. Not the way some of the diehard fans that you see at away games do. But that's it for our ratings for Tottenham Hotspur's game against Chelsea as they got their first win in 4.5 years over the Blues in the Premier League. If you want to see more Spurs content, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what your thoughts on this game were. Until next time.
Come on, you Spurs!